4. We are now halfway done with the game and halfway to voting. So I'm going to pause the video right now. All right, so it is year 4, and let's do the action phase. The zoologist went last in year 3, so we'll go first here in year 4. We'll retrieve the zoologist's 3 action dice. Those are the green ones. And we will roll them. 1, 5, and 6. All right. So what do we want to do? Well, we're still doing okay with the animals, although we did lose 4 of them, 4 tigers in year 3. So I think it's probably a good time to use the zoologist's special ability to remove 1 influence from an ambassador to add 1 animal to an empty space adjacent to a mating pair. Although, I want to think better of that because Canada no longer has any influence cubes on it over there, as you can see. So I no longer have that kind of well of available influence to draw upon. And we still have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 tigers, which seems like a lot, but these persistent impacts, if they start triggering, can get rid of those tigers a lot in a hurry, just like you saw last year where 4 died right off the bat. So perhaps we want to do something about these persistent impacts. So there is a card, I believe there's a card that will allow us to get rid of some persistent impacts. I remember seeing that, although I don't see it on the board right now. Oh, it was that volunteer card, and I see it in the discard here. So, then maybe the best thing to do is to put some, just to add some influence maybe. So, the zoologist has $2 million, which is not enough to be able to trigger that canvassing action to add 3. So, the zoologist will use this 5 to place here on this petition to add 1 influence to an ambassador. So that is 1 influence over there. And which ambassador are we going to add it to? Germany, Indonesia, France. I think I want to add this to Germany. All right, so we've now got 2 influence on Germany. That's the first action that we took. For the second action that we took, well, let's see. So here is a replant action. We can pay 1 million, then remove 1 destruction tile that is not adjacent to an animal. So I think I want to do that. So we'll put this 1 over here. We'll pay $1 million. The zoologist has that. And then we can choose a destruction tile that is not adjacent to an animal. So this one, this one, this one, or this one are all possible choices. So I think I'll choose this. No, I'll choose this destruction tile over here. It's not adjacent to an animal. And I removed it. So basically we replanted some trees in the ecosystem to be able to remove some destruction from the habitat. We have 1 more die, and I think I want to use this die to earn some money. So I'll do a social media campaign to gain $1 million. And the zoologist now has $2 million. Okay, now the offspring phase. How many mating pairs do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4 still mating pairs. So we have to roll 5 or better in our offspring phase. Well, you know what? Our last 3 rolls of this has not been in our favor, so we don't get a new baby tiger. Now we have to do the destruction phase and basically roll the destruction die to add destruction to the environment. Have to choose one where at least 1 tiger is located. So I will choose this column right over here, and I don't want a 3. I don't want a 3. Well, this is not going well for us at all. We got a 3. So this destruction tile has to go 1, 2, 3. It wants to go in this space, and it will, which means these 2 tigers have sadly been wiped out by deforestation and destruction. Wow. Okay, that was 2 tigers right off the bat. So we now have 2, 4, 6, 7 tigers left. We lost 4 tigers in year 3, and now we've lost 2 in year 4. Not good at all. And now it's the impact phase. And remember, we still have 4 persistent impacts still in play. And what is the top card of the deck? It is a tiger sighting, which, as we now know very well, triggers all of the persistent impacts from oldest to newest. So, well, nothing to be done. Let's go ahead and resolve all this negative stuff. Tiger sighting for this government upheaval will remove 1 influence from 1 ambassador. So let's just remove from the one that has the most influence. That's Nigeria. So we'll remove 1 influence from there. This clear-cutting card over here says we need to roll for 1 more deforestation. So let's roll this and choose, well, we'll choose this row over here, and we don't want to see a 2. So let's roll, and we don't want to see a 2. We got a 5. Okay, at least this is the first roll this year that's actually gone in our favor, slightly in our favor. We're putting a destruction tile over there. Now we will resolve the 3rd of 4 persistent impacts. It's another clear cutting, so we roll for another deforestation. And we'll do the same thing. Well, no, you know, we'll choose this row over here, and we don't want to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we don't want to see a 5. We get up. Wow. Okay. We got the number that we absolutely did not want to see or need. So depressingly, another deforestation tile goes here. Another 2 tigers pass away. And so now we are down to 2, 4, 5 tigers in the habitat. So as I said, once these persistent impacts start to cascade, you can lose tigers in a hurry. We have just lost 4 tigers, and we're not even halfway done with year 4 now. And this final card here, when a tiger sighting card enters play, lose 1 animal adjacent to a deforestation tile. We have these 2 mating tigers, mating pairs, adjacent to a deforestation tile, so 1 of these tigers passes away. So now we are down to 1, 2, 3, 4 tigers. We have lost 5 tigers so far here in year 4. That is just horrible and depressing news. Okay, so that was the impact phase, and now the upkeep phase. The zoologist will draw 1 card, and that is a collect specimens. You can lose 1 animal, then choose 1 active persistent impact card and either discard it or put it on top of the impact deck. Okay, we've got that. Oh, sorry. Pardon me. All right, now it is the philanthropist's turn. So he will place his turn marker on top of the year marker. Our highest priority right now is getting rid of these persistent impact cards. But the problem is I don't see any way to do it. This card doesn't discard persistent impacts, this doesn't, and this doesn't. And there are no actions currently in the action zone that allow us to get rid of persistent impact. So we have a problem. We're losing tigers very quickly, and there's very little that we seem to be able to do to be able to help them, to be able to stop them from being killed by rampant deforestation. So what are we going to do? Well, let's get our purple dice. And let's roll them. We get a 2, a 2, and a 4. Not great rolls. Let's put them on our card over here. So what do we want to do? Well, I think that we want to earn some influence. So let's, first of all, let's earn some money. So we'll take this 2 and we'll put it here on this go to work tile to earn $2 million. So we earned that. And then there is an action here. We'll take this 2 and place it on this canvassing action to pay $3 million, then add 3 influence to 1 ambassador. So we're going to pay $3 million, and then that will allow us to add 3 influence. And which ambassador do we want to add this to? Let's add it to Indonesia. Great, so that greatly enhances the chances for Indonesia to vote yes with us. Okay, and we have one more die, which is a 4. And let's see, what are we going to do? Well, we have one animal that is adjacent to a destruction tile, so we want to move it and get it out of harm's way. So let's place this 4 over here to move one animal 1 space, and we are able to move the animal down here, but that doesn't really move it. You know what? No matter which way the animal moves, it's going to be adjacent to a destruction tile. So, well, I've already placed the die, so I'm kind of committed to that course of action. So that's it. That's what we did. Now, let's do an offspring phase. We now have 1 mating pair left, which means we have to roll 1 + 1, 2 or less. So if we get a 1 or a 2, we add to our population, but we get a 4, so we don't add to our population. Now destruction phase. Let's choose this column over here, and we don't want to see a 3. We get a 2. So 2 is better than a 3. So we put that over there, but now this is now adjacent to destruction dice in 2 different directions. Impact phase. This better not be a tiger sighting card, otherwise I just don't know if I could take more tigers dying. So this is an instant impact. Lose a number of animals equal to the current year number, no more than 3 animals. So the current year number is 4, which means we will lose 3 animals. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, which means we have to lose 3. 1, 2, 3, which means we lose the game. And I'll tell you why right now, because we have just 1 tiger left. If we look at the loss conditions here, if I can scroll down to the bottom of this rules document, winning and losing. There are 3 ways to lose the game. If the animal population on the board is ever reduced to 1 or 0 animals, the group immediately loses the game.